We are live. Just give me a sec here. All right. There, I have the setup here. Bear with me for a moment. I have a free StreamYard version, so I don't get the fancy entrances. Singing a song. I got like 2 computers on the go here. um, sorry about the light. I like the fresh air coming in. Eventually, I'm gonna have a setting where it'll be a little darker. I can still keep my windows open. That's my goal eventually. Anyway, how's everybody doing today? Hope you're all well. This is Thomas, aka the Techno Sapien Geek. I'm here to talk about some last night's pay per view. I usually don't talk about many wrestling things as much as I used to, but I still want to make this part of the channel because it's part of what I'm about. Techno Sapien Geek is a lot of electronics, a lot of stuff like that, but I'm also going to about things I love. And if anybody knows me well enough, you know my passion for wrestling is pretty high. There we go. All right. So I can angle the camera down a bit better. All right. So, what are we going to talk about today? Well, again, as I said, Double or Nothing. What was Double or Nothing? Well, that was last night's AEW pay per view that occurred in when was it again? I don't know if I have the location again. Bear with me for a sec here. Okay. Give me a sec. I'm reading here. Okay, I got too much going on. Eventually, I want to get a better desktop that I can do this right through the desktop. Eventually, I'm using the laptop right now, so let me check something here. Okay, Glendale, Arizona. Okay, it's a Double or Nothing to be held outside of Vegas. So just in the Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona is where it was held. Kind of funny considering Vegas actually had the Mania. So, and now talking about having that a regular thing. So that's where it was held. And let's get on to the show itself. Moving that mouse away, mouse away, and let's get into the pre-show. Yes, there was a pre-show at first. We had an early pre-show. I'm going to say this right now before I continue. Tony, not that Tony's going to listen to a guy like me. If you want to hire me, by the way, I can do your internet shows and stuff like that. I've been doing this for a while now. I've got 11 years experience YouTube. I'm called a savant when it comes to pro wrestling. So, like yourself, a person who has a passion about this industry. I've worked in it. I booked for a company locally for a couple of years. A year and a half. I used to create matches and stuff and work with working shows and stuff. So I'd like to maybe help with you doing that, you know. But anyway, enough of that. So Glendale, Arizona, and we had a pre-show first. First thing I was going to say, Tony, too many matches. The show's too long. I love a good long pay-per-view, but when you're in like 12:30, 1 in the morning, my time here, people have to go to work. People are like, a friend stayed, a great friend that he had to go. He couldn't watch the rest of the show. He'll watch it the next day because it's just too damn long. Either that or have them on earlier. But even then, it's too long. You're trying to get. It's becoming friendship wrestling. You're trying to show everybody a chance to, get an opportunity to have an event. And give me a sec here. I'm just hold on. Popping up the chat. Make sure if I do have the chat open. There we go. So you're trying to get everybody in the card, and that's just not feasible for a standpoint of view of fans. Just don't want to watch that shit long of a show. Too damn long. So anyway, our opening match in the pre-show again. Anna and Harley? Wait, I got too many things here. Anna Jay Harley Cameron versus Megan Bain and Penelope Ford. I'm enjoying the development of a tag division they're creating, and I guess they're going to be having tag belts introduced here in AEW for the women, which deservingly so. They have a good female roster, so I'm enjoying the Anna J. Carly Cameron. Hardy Cameron has really came upon herself and developed into a great character. Hard worker. And here's a woman I remember first seeing her when she did a music video. I think it was Scarlett and Shotzi years ago. She wasn't with WWE at the time, but she did with the two WWE girls at the time. It was a really good music video. Wow, this girl's a good singer. Then she comes into AEW with this character. What a development! Amazing talent, great, funny as heck, can sing, can play instruments, kind of a very attractive woman. And damn, this girl can wrestle. So, um, Anna Jay has come a long, long way. She's really developed. Yes, she has a great cake. I'm sorry. People are gonna they can talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it. There's nothing wrong with that. Both very talented women, and I'm enjoying them as a tag team. Megan Payne, I'm still iffy on. She's still a little new. I give her a good mouthpiece to talk. Penelope Ford, another wow. I've always liked Penelope. She can go hardcore. I remember watching the first match before AEW a few years before, a year or so before. She took on Taya Valkyrie in a hardcore match. I think it might have been GCW or another show. I don't remember, but it was like a street fight. Wow. I was like, whoa, who's this girl? Damn talented, Penelope Ford. Anyway, great match, great opener for the buy-in. That was a fun buy-in match. And Anna Jay and Harley Cameron won by pinfall with finish move on Penelope Ford. So then we had the RJ City, Jeff Jarrett and Renee Paquette, sorry, Renee, talking back. So we're talking about different things going on in the night, what's going to be happening. Then we had Bandino, Air Fox, Commander, and Hologram versus Trent Beretta, Rocky Romero, Leo Rush, and Action Andretti. Interesting match, fun. It is what it's expected. It's a spot fest. Great wrestlers though. My favorite there, besides Beretta and Romero, which I've always been a fan of those guys, Roppongi Vice back in the New Japan days, is AR Fox. I've always been high on him since he Lucha Underground days. This guy's so talented and just so fun to watch. And the other guys, it's just they are what they are. But Bandita, AR Fox, Commander, and Hologram win by pinfall with a 21 plex on Action Andretti. So, and then we go on to the main show. This is where we're going to another one. And here we start the main show, Double or Nothing, May 25th, 2025. And what's the first match we have here? We have Mercedes Moné versus Jamie Hayter. I'm a fan of both. I'm a fan of both women, but I'm going to say this right now. Sorry, I got too much stuff happening here. I'm kind of tired of the pushing of Mercedes Moné to never lose. It's kind of getting annoying. And yeah, fans, and I'm not even downing on her talent. As in the ring, that woman is one of the more talented women out there. She is. People can say what they want. Sasha, Mercedes, whatever you want to call her, she is a talented woman. Still one of the greatest matches in the modern era for WWE women was her and Bailey at New York. It was in the Bronx. Remember that one? That was many years ago in NXT. That was just emotions, great match, everything. So what happened there? We had Mercedes, very solid match, and Jamie is so underrated. Jamie Hayter is just, and I'm not saying my favorite didn't win. I just thought it was her time to win, and the winner of that it was Mercedes, going on winning the Owen Hart trophy and everything, going on for a title shot against Toni Storm at All In Texas. I personally I was going for Jamie because I think it was her time. She deserves it, but she's been stagnant ever since she came back with this new gimmick, the Scooby-Doo type gimmick. Amazing talent. I'm a huge Jamie Hayter fan, but she's just not getting over like she was before. Fans are fickle though too. They really are. But sorry, we're just adjusting things here. Okay, making sure they're good. Mercedes, very talented woman though, and so was Jamie, and it was a solid match. Great back and forth, boom, boom, boom. Really good match. Besides the results in the end of this one, which I was not a big of, yeah, very solid match. Good match. But again, Mercedes won that one. Then we go on to FTR versus Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness. Nigel can still go. People can say what we want. I remember following Nigel, still one of my favorite ROH matches in the history of ROH. Nigel McGuinness versus Bryan Danielson. It was in the UK for the pure title versus the world title back then, the ROH world title. What a classic. Nigel can still go though. Nigel, even though he only does a part-time, he can still go. Daniel Garcia, great talent, maybe lacking on the mic he needs a guy to talk for him, in my opinion. And FTR's heels, I'm loving FTR's heels. They're amazing heels. Anyway, yeah, go back and forth. Yeah, try to get in Schiavone's face because of what happened previous. Da-da-da-da. But in the end, FTR was here. Just sorry. Won that match. Little antics at the end, and they're playing the good heels. I'll tell you that right now. Then we had Ricochet versus Mark Briscoe in an ambulance match, one of the first ones in AEW history. This was fun. I'm again. There's not too many guys I don't like in this company. Ricochet, again, another guy I've been following since Lucha Underground, even since New Japan days. And Mark Briscoe. Well, you know me personally. You know Briscoes. I always said one of my all-time favorite tag teams. I've been following them from back for the days they wore the singlets in ROH. Like these young guys coming in. His brother was one of my favorite ROH World Champs of all time, and I always said Mark Briscoe deserved that opportunity, which he had. But now I think he deserves a higher opportunity. Like Cornette, and people might not like Cornette. There's a lot I disagree with him on, but I always say he said if you get a chance for Mark Briscoe to get over, the fans will love him, and he could be a world champ. I agree, 100%. But anyway, fun match, back and forth. Briscoe bleeding. Why does that surprise you? Does it not? No. Mark Briscoe is so hardcore when he wants to be. Doing the Mick Foley bam, back and forth. The spot against a lot of the spots. The one spot though that really scared me was Ricochet coming off, twisting and landing on the gurney that they were using to push each other. Oh, my stomach hurt just watching that. It's like, oh, Ricochet's crazy. That was a fun back and forth. Of course, Ricochet in the end winning that, putting him in the ambulance. Boom, and coming away with the win. Briscoe full of blood. It was a vile but fun match. And then we go on to the Hurt Syndicate versus the Sons of Texas. Interesting match. I want Sammy Guevara to be in the main roster again soon. Really, we miss him. And Dustin's just fun to watch. Dustin's still doing like Code Reds, so many other moves. Like Dustin Rhodes he's a Hall of Famer instantly. WWE, AEW, whatever you want to say. This man, I hope he'll be on all the Hall of Fames. From like I followed his career from the early days of WCW, NWA, like the Natural, and just being the Natural again. Just this guy just has it. So. And the Hurt Syndicate, what can I say? I've said it before, I'll say it again. Well, Bobby Lashley, MMA guy, great wrestler, great world champ in previous companies here. And Shelton Benjamin, I always said if Shelton Benjamin probably wanted to go MMA, he would have dominated the UFC. He just looks like he could seriously hurt somebody. The guy, he's bigger than a lot of people give him credit for. He's a big, muscular guy, very strong, very talented. I've been a Shelton Benjamin fan for years. For him and Charlie Haas to remember brought in with Kurt Angle and the career he's had, and he still hasn't lost a step. People were talking recently, just go sidetrack. I think it was when Zoe Stark had that thing where she busts her knee, and I hope she gets better. And Raw, they always say they compared that to like the Shawn Michaels Shelton Benjamin thing, and he was interviewed on Chris Van Fleet about it, and he was just a good. And they were both just that talented. That's why remember he drove across the ring, Shawn gave him the super kick, and it was like it seemed seamless. And that's what it like. Zoe Stark and Kiri Sane, it was badly timed. And nothing again. I'm not in that ring doing that. I wouldn't even attempt that. Those girls are crazy, amazing talent, but it's just so talented. I could go on about Shelton Benjamin. So so talented. And Bobby, well, Bobby's Bobby. So there was a little bit of attempt at interference with MJF with the ring and stuff like that. Fun match. But of course, in the end, her business wins, which it was kind of understandable. Then we went on to Kazuchika Okada versus Speedball Mike Bailey. I'm not the biggest Mike Bailey fan. At least I wasn't at first from TNA. There's a couple moves he does. I just scares me. I think he's going to hurt somebody sometimes. But I mean, I can't deny the man's talent. He's a great talent. So talented. And Okada, I said this before, I say it again. Okada at one time a few years ago was one of the best in the world. Literally, remember his long reign of like almost 2.5, 3 years, whatever, as the New Japan champion. He was the best in the world. So fluent, so talented, so amazing. One of the best drop kicks, and just one of the better workers. Hard striker, you just a little bit of everything, really. Good match, back and forth, but again at the end there was he hit him with a drop kick midair. Great one, great looking finish. It was amazing. And of course, getting a few of the Rainmaker. Beautiful, good match. But it was a fun back and forth. Give Bailey this credit. Good. Then we come on to Timeless, Tony Storm, and Mina Shirakawa. Um, I'm gonna say this is the only thing I find AEW does a little too much, and Mina Shirakawa's been in here before, so it's not too off. But I find they give a lot of no names, like people coming in world title shots when there's a lot of the undercard that has worked hard, who should be deserving title shots over these people that just come in for a show or two. Like we haven't seen Mina Shirakawa in a while, and she comes in, she gets a world title shot. Like I understand story, but no, like people, it makes the lesser girls in the roster. There's so many girls we haven't even seen in that roster, that are having matches on other shows, aren't getting their opportunity, and I don't like that. That's something I always find. Like I thought wins and losses mattered, but it doesn't seem like it does here. So, but anyway, defending on that, chef's kiss to this match. Both women give it their all. Oh my gosh, back and forth. I'm not even going to talk about the spots. Back and forth, just great. Tony, I'm going to say right now, I've been a fan of hers again since I remember I seen her in not the Mariah May, the I can't think of her name. I'm blanking out right now, and she's a legend. But the May Young tournament. That's when she came in on that, did that, and then NXT UK, NXT. Such a talented woman. But WWE never truly. NXT did, Triple H did, but the main roster totally misused her. So when she came over here and created this timeless character, she has stepped into her own. That woman is the greatest female wrestler in the industry today. 100%. Tony Storm is killing it. I love this gimmick. And what a just talented in that ring. She scares you. The stuff she can go and put herself through, and how talented she is. And yeah, just so good, so good. And at the end, at the win, they give each other the big kiss, and it's like, oh, it's like. So, but what a match! What a match! I thought it was amazing. Timeless Tony Storm retaining that belt again. Now it's going to be her versus Mercedes Monet at All In again for that world title. So, I, Tony has to win this one. She really does. Tony just needs to. You can't. Just her momentum is so good, and I understand Mercedes, but just. Anyway, then we're going on to Anarchy in the Arena. And then that's when they have Justin Roberts announce the match saying, oh, shit, it's time for Anarchy in the Arena. Justin Roberts is amazing. That was a mistake firing him by WWE. He's so good over here, but he suits it here perfectly. Then they start playing music around. They play, I'm so excited. The Pointer Sisters. I was like, that's it. Doesn't seem so random. And then, boom. I was like, okay. So then it just smaws. I'm not even going to talk the spots. There's too many spots to count. They didn't concentrate enough on the women though, which kind of drive me nuts. So, but then at one point, Kenny's like, hit the music, and then they changed it from that song, which is fun. I do like Pointer Sisters, but then they played "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor" by Drowning Pool. I love that song. So I think WWE used it years ago for one of their pay-per-views. Anyway, this match, I want to say two people stood out for me that really got a chance to shine. Powerhouse Hobbs and Willow. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. Both of them seem to have, like, everybody else is already proven, but and I'm not saying Hobbs isn't proven, but they really let Hobbs shine in this match. I was like, oh wow, they're making Hobbs look so strong. I love that. And Joe is Joe. We had a segment where Hook comes out and attacks Claudio with the a golf club. But then Samoa Joe, one of my all-time faves, sitting there, come in, and Hook walks away. There's a little dissension there. Don't know what's going on there. Interesting storytelling. And there's so many different spots I can't go on. But the interesting part at the end, I can say they end up getting them all in the ambulance. Everybody except for Kenny and Swerve, who is the future of that company. Swerve, it has to be world champ again someday. He's so I've said it before, I'll say it again. Swerve is the biggest mistake WWE made in how many years? I'm not even gonna them and Tony Storm. Him and Tony Storm are two of the best that AEW capitalized on, and chef's kiss. Two of the better, most underrated people in this industry. I would say underrated now. They're both top people. So, but I ended up with Swerve and the Bucks, which came down the founding fathers. Their entrance was cool. They had founding fathers, old colloquial, these colonial outfits on. It was really interesting. Very funny entrance. But them and Kenny and the Bucks, Kenny and Swerve are in the ring because everybody else, of the other sides, Joe and them, they put everybody else in the ambulance that was there previously from the previous ambulance match. Oh, and at one point, Briscoe did come out and help them win too, because Gabe Kidd come out and helping the Death Riders and them. But then that got countered with Briscoe, full of blood from the previous match earlier in the night. It helps them. It puts everybody in the back of the ambulance, locks it in, and boom! It was a Swerve and Kenny attacking the Bucks. Kenny takes one of them out. I forget which one it was now. Um, so which one was it again? Give me a sec here. Let me find out. Who was in the ring with Oh, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna read this here. Yes, it was Nick Jackson. Swerve ends up having Nick on the ground, and he's going to go up for the stomp. That's big stomp he does, but he puts on new sneakers with tacks on the bottom. Oh, it looked vital. This violent match. Oh, and by the way, Willow. Wow, she's done hardcore matches before. If people don't realize, but she showed her talent again. Willow and Hobbs are the two that really get to shine. That haven't really had a chance to shine and showcase their talent. So good, so good, so good, so good, so good, so good, so good. So, but yeah, Swerve getting the thing 1, 2, 3 on Nick Jackson. There you go. That was an amazing match. That was maybe one of the better Anarchy matches they've done. I greatly enjoyed it. That was so good. Then we move on to the Don Callis family versus the Paragon. Now, I'm not going to lie. I haven't seen this match yet. I actually had to go. I had an important phone call with somebody during this match, so I took it. A friend of mine's not doing good, so I totally missed this match. I'm going to go back and watch it eventually. I should have watched beforehand, but I know by the time I came out, Hiroshi Tanahashi came out. For some reason, I think it's heading up for the Forbidden Door. So he came out with Brody Lee. So yeah, we'll wait and see exactly what goes on with that. I'm gonna rewatch that one. But the fact Tanahashi was there, being the president of New Japan, of course. Sadly, New Japan is not doing so good right now. I want to see New Japan do better, but they've lost so much talent. Look at their talent is mostly in this company right now. And speaking of previous New Japan people, Will Ospreay versus Hangman Adam Page. I don't know what to tell you about this match. Spots, hard hitting, fast pace. I'm a diehard fan of both these guys. Again, between these two guys, Darby and Swerve, that's the future of this company and the current of this company. I'll talk about Darby in a bit here, but if there's only one bad thing I'm going to say about this match, too many false finishes. I don't like that when it's done over and over and over and people are kicking out of your false. Now it makes it look strong and the fighting, but when you do it constantly, it can get annoying and it becomes it takes me out of it. It's like I'm getting taken out of this a little bit. Like it means your finishers don't mean anything. I'm old school. I like finishers meaning something, but when you're doing false finish after false finish after false finish, it's like stop, guys. Let one of these mean them. But you have to do like 20 false finishes to announce them. But regardless of that, this was a 5-star match. This is still a brilliant match. I don't hate it. It's just I'm tired of like that many lots. But what a hard hitting match. But guys, give it left it in the ring. Hardcore. There was one spot I think he was going to do the buckshot with Ospreay on his back. Out on the announce table. The announce table kind of died early under their feet. Oh, that I was kind of scared from like, oh, they're okay. Okay, they're okay. Good. But I mean, Ospreay is one of the best in the world. Even though he's kind of mouthing off in WWE, whatever recently, but he's still one of the best in the world. And Hangman is the cornerstone of this company. He really has. And I'm loving this redemption story they have. This is storytelling. I like it. See, people can say what you want. They do have storytelling some places. Sometimes they're misspacing the storytelling and they don't push people. And like, where's Camille? I haven't seen her in forever. Like, she should be used. There's so many talent. Wardlow. I mean, they drop the ball so many times. MJF should be wrestling, not just being a kind babbling on nonsense. Unless he's hurt, MJF should be wrestling matches. He's too talented not to be. You're not utilizing his talent, right? Also, seeing the world title, haven't seen it in like almost I don't know how long now. See, there are mistakes in my opinion. Like it can't be. It's overdone. It's overdone. It's stupid. It's annoying. So with that being said, though, back and forth, winner. And some people were shocked. I wasn't. Hangman Page over Ospreay. It was a lot of back and forth thing of ending with a final buckshot. Boom. It was, yeah. he won. And Hangman Page with the 1, 2, 3 ends. He leaves, goes look at the trophy, comes back, stands right in front of him. Ospreay is down on the ground. Waits till he gets up, looks at him, extends his hand. They shake. Camaraderie, sportsmanship. I was like, that's cool. That was cool. I liked it. You're showing the redemption story. I get goosebumps because Hangman Page is meant to be a face. Sure, he did an okay heel thing, but he's a top face. He's one of your top guys easily. Which goes into also Texas All In is going to be. I think it's going to be him and Moxley for All In. I'm pretty sure that's what that's going to be. So that will Hangman Page beat Moxley for that belt? But somebody finally beat Moxley, and I'm a Moxley fan. I'm not even downing on Moxley. I don't blame him for this angle. I just tired of the Death Riders. I'm tired of it. I'm bored. The fact that they lost was cool. They've been losing lately. Finally, you're writing them to lose. It's like, Mercedes should be afraid to lose once in a while. Sorry, it's not offense to her or anything, but just it's getting boring and predictable. And it's like, when you're losing. But okay, they lost again. So that I enjoyed that because it makes it seem viable to competition. When somebody's winning, like when the Roman Reigns thing happened in WWE and winning for like 3 straight years, good on them and deserve great talent, but it gets annoying after a while. You're like, okay, boring match. But he's going to be going on against Moxley. So where does Darby Allin fit in this? Darby finished climbing Mount Everest, by the way. He's on his way back down. I think Darby should be the one that dethrone Moxley, though, and bring that belt back. And even though they're both originals, and Hangman is this redemption story, I think Darby's the one who deserves it. Just because if anybody's given his body, and they're all given their body. I mean, Hangman's done amazing hardcore, but just you give your body in this industry. That's a given. If you're a pro wrestler, you're giving your body. But Darby Allin has done so much and he's got such a fan base. He's the guy who never won the belt yet. He's never had that title. He's never stepped to the top of the mountain. Well, he's been to a top of a mountain, one of the taller mountains in the world, one of the hardest mountains, and he made it. Now, can he make it to the top of the mountain in the wrestling industry? That's the AEW World Title. And now, WWE fans, don't smarten up, okay? I'm a fan of both companies. They're the net. No, they're all world champs, okay? Will he make it to the top of that mountain? I think it's his time. He is the one that's deserved. And I'm not saying, hey, maybe Hangman wins it and then he comes out and wins in the month after. Awesome. Hangman for another run for a quick one this time. But I think Darby should be the one to diffuse and dethrone John Moxley because he's held it for so long. If people want to see him lose it, John's a great heel. He knows how to play that heel, and to see Darby do that puts him to that echelon where Hangman already is. Hangman's already there. He's already in that echelon of one of the top guys because he's held that title a few times already. It's Darby's turn. That's my opinion. Anyway, that's my opinion. So what they do with it, again, I don't run the company. Mind you, Tony, if you want to hire me for some backstage stuff or doing some internet shows or stuff like that, I'm really good at this thing. I've been doing this for years. I'm a fast talker. I'm called a savant when it comes to wrestling. Hire me. But anyway, with that being said, though, besides being too damn long, the pre-show could have been Dynamite matches, and some of these matches could have been on the pre-show. And then you could have cut an hour out of the show. And that pre-show was too bloody long too. Maybe make that an hour, not an hour and a half, and start earlier also because you're running to 1 a.m. Some people have to work. And on top of that, you're charging too much. You got to put this on a streaming service because WWE pay-per-views are really cheap right now. For $20 a month, you can get the networks and whatever network they're on in there. You got to pay. Here in Canada, we were looking. You can't even get it on Triller anymore. Triller doesn't carry them here in Canada anymore. Triller is actually having financial problems right now. It used to be Fight TV, then it's Triller TV. Now they might shut down. From the rumor is, it's not looking good for us. But so I might have to go to payperview.com. That's like $49.99. But like I was gonna say, let's order from YouTube, baby. $79.99. Yikes. Some of these places are way too expensive. I'm sorry, I'm not paying that much for a pay-per-view. No. Go onto a streaming network where we can pay like $20 a month. There, we get the free pay-per-views, or not the free, they get part of the package. You get the pay-per-views, you get the TV shows. Boom. So these overpriced the $50 pay-per-view model doesn't exist anymore. It shouldn't. It's too everything's going up, but ticket prices are too high too. But anyway, now that's a total. I could do a whole show on that particular gripe. AEW Double or Nothing. Great solid pay-per-view. Amazing show. While I'm at it though, let me give me here. Oh, here. I gotta get. I have to get another external keyboard for this. All right, so later I haven't watched this pay-per-view, but I've only heard about it, so I'm gonna give a little bit on this one as well. Spoilers. This is going to be about the Battleground. I haven't watched it yet. I've only known the results. NXT's Battleground. Some very interesting things happened here. That was quite interesting. So, anyway, we're going to start with this. I'm going to quick rundown with this, by the way. So Ruka versus Kalani Jordan. Again, were the results there. Ruka, again, very talented. And then whatever. Again, I haven't seen these matches. I'm just giving results. McCullough versus Hank Walker, Tank Legend, and Josh Bridges here that we had. Hank and Talk and Bridge defeat Spears, Vance, and Bessie by pinfall. Okay. So I like Sean Spears. I think he's really helped a lot of the young talent in NXT. He's done a really good job here. Tony D'Angelo versus Channing Stacks Lorenzo. I don't like the breaking up of this group, but whatever it is. Stacks actually beats Tony. Interesting. NXT Women's Championship. Stephanie McCurr, one of my favorites, so talented, versus Jordan Grace, another very talented female wrestler. But Valkyr retained. So not downing on Grace in any means, but because she, by the sounds of it, she almost won a few times. Then we had Ricky Saint versus Ethan Page. Yeah, friends of PV for NXT. Okay, they actually didn't have prediction. That's for this NXT. North American Championship, we defended Worlds Collide. No challenger was announced. Obafemi versus this Miles Bourne back and forth match. I heard it was a very solid match, but of course Obafemi retains. Gave him respect at the end, I guess, which was kind of cool. Give me a sec here. I just lost place. Wow, that was fast. So yeah, that was a good match. No surprise. Obafemi's a beast in this company. Obafemi's going to be a star. He's already a star, but wow, this guy's going to be a main roster. Look out. He's going to be somebody to watch, 100%. Who's going to be next? I don't know. So then we finish up the night with Joe Hendry, TNA World Championship. World Champion versus Trick Williams. That was the ex-NXT heavyweight champ, now with no title. Kind of a heel version of Trick, which is interesting. Back forth. Solid match. I did see a little bit of the end of this. Did NXT, WWE, did WWE basically buy TNA? Because before I give the results of this one, we have the no throat slashing thing not allowed anymore, no blood anymore, certain things are becoming more WWE-ish. Trick Williams is the TNA World Champion right now. Trick Williams, think about that, put that in your head. Trick Williams, ex-NXT World Champion, current WWE contracted wrestler, NXT, it's WWE, contracted wrestler, holds a different company's world title. In WWE, the TNA World Champion is in WWE. Does that mean AJ Styles has another opportunity at getting that belt, maybe? Can AJ Styles step in and win that world title for, I don't know how many times he won, but interesting. Has WWE bought TNA and they're quietly kind of, so I don't know. It just seems fishy the way things are going on, the way they're changing stuff in the background, the way things are going. So that's a brief rundown of Battleground. Again, I haven't watched it yet. I'm planning on watching it here soon enough. So, but yeah, 2 great pay-per-views this weekend. There's other shows I gotta watch, but I'm so behind. I'm so busy working on other projects, doing video game stuff for the channel. I gotta work on a book for my own personal stuff. I'm working on a photo book. Hopefully, I can make a career type thing out of that. But as for the wrestling, yeah, Double or Nothing, solid pay-per-view. The only gripes again, too many false finishes in that main event. Drives me nuts. Stop the false finishes. So a few, yeah, but then it was getting a little like, oh, okay, this is getting annoying. But all in all, I mean, that's a 5-6 star. Meltzer probably get a 20-star match, but solid match. It's no less than a 5-star match. So 100%. Those guys gave it throw. Bravo. But Tony, one, hire me. I'd be great for doing social media work for your company, doing social media stuff like this. Better backgrounds too. Maybe you can give me a better background, better camera. So I'm not gonna call it a wrestling savant, wrestling crazy, but I love this industry. Have for years. I've technically worked on an indie show for a few years. Well, it wasn't a first year and a half of this local company, fun company, and I worked for another one for a little bit as a photographer, and I was booking some of their stuff there too. Their match, not booking, but planning the matches out and stuff. But they kind of went under a couple months. So, but I have knowledge of this industry. I'd like to help Tony if you want to hire me. But no, in all seriousness, so what a pay per view. Too long though. Find a way to shorten them up, and I think these could be perfect pay per views. They're too damn long, way too long, but they're brilliant. I'm not complaining for anything else because there wasn't a bad match on this show. Even the pre-show matches, even though I say go to Dynamite, you still could have. They were still great matches. I just think you could have taken some of the main event and put them on that show, taken those. And Anna and Harley should have been on the main show, but anyway, I digress. That's my opinion on everything. That's my take on it. What a great pay per view! Worth go checking out if you haven't checked it out already. It's available again. Triller is not available in Canada anymore, which is weird. So you might have to find another means. But there's always ways to find it. Trust me, there's other ways to find it. But if you get a chance, check it out. Well worth watching. And thank you for tuning in, everybody. Stay tuned for the channel, the Techno Sapient Geek, over the YouTube channel, which hopefully you're probably all watching this actually. I got the upcoming things coming on in the future. I got a bunch of video game series coming in the next few months. I've recorded tons. I've been working like crazy for the last week and a half trying to get a bunch up so I can stop doing that for a couple of weeks because I want to get my book published and get it finished to publish. I mean, that's my black and white photo book. So fingers crossed I can get that done. But with that being said, everybody, thank you for tuning in. I just had to give an opinion on this. This was a solid pay per view. Check it out. Don't be a hater on different companies. Just be a wrestling fan. That's what I say. I'm not a mark of anything. I'm a fan of wrestling, pro wrestling. I'm a pro wrestling purist. I love WWE. I like AEW. I used to love ROH. I wish they'd kind of separate a little bit more, but I could, again, another whole show on that particular thing. Even though Athena's time to be made in the main roster, she should be the one to dethrone Mercedes Moné, because her belt I don't think is on the line against Tony. So she should lose to Tony and then be dethroned by Athena. Athena is earned, in my opinion, one of the top girls, and there's another top Tony and Athena. That's another WWE mistake. Ember Moon, aka Athena. Oh, so talented. She has took the division of ROH and put it on her shoulders and ran with it and made it viable. The story with Billy Starks and all this other stuff, like the matches she's having down there, the match she had with Willow and so many other, and then she's elevated a whole new class of women out there. Like she's a veteran and a leader in that locker room, you can tell. And in that ring, she's like Athena should be the one to upset Mercedes. Should be like one or the two belts, whatever, and she should be holding them all. My opinion. But anyway, that being said, thank you for tuning in, everybody. This has been Tom, the Techno Sapient Geek, and yeah, go check this pay-per-view out if you haven't already. And if you did, I'm going to watch it again. Actually, probably. I always like watching it with the boys. Some of the boys were over. One of them had to leave early because they're too damn long. But still, we all had fun. Fun to watch them with friends. Get some pizza. Watch it with a friend. Enjoy a good pay-per-view. Peace.